So I've been thinking a lot about my life recently, obviously. And in particular, the camp that I went to as a kid, which was with the Royal Ambassadors. It may have been camporee, but I'm not entirely sure. It may have only been 3 days and not a full week like I thought. Um, but I remember specifically why I accepted Jesus. Very specifically. Because I actually wasn't that scared of hell. I wasn't that scared of burning forever, and I don't know, I think it was a combination of I didn't entirely believe that that's what would happen because it didn't make sense with a loving God, and also that I had already been convinced that I was a worthless sinner, and I was like, oh, okay, well, if that's what I am, then yeah, sure, I'll just go to hell when I die, and I'll quit worrying about it, and I'll have a good life, like a life that I actually enjoy. Um, and that's what I was prepared to do. And so while they were there saying, come to Jesus now or you'll be burning in hell, you'll be suffering, I was sitting there thinking, no, I won't. I know better than this. Or, like, it won't be that bad. You don't know what's in the Bible any more than anyone else. Like, I had tried to read it myself and it's just a confusing mess. Like, the things that they were telling us in church were never made sense, were always contradictory. And so I wasn't all that scared. I was prepared to like die and burn for all of time as an 8-year-old child, just because I didn't know what I was agreeing to and I didn't want to agree to that. But they told me that my family would be in heaven. My parents would be up there almost as happy as they could be, but they would be wondering where I was. They would miss me and they would be sad. And that, yeah, I should have. They put so much pressure on, I had to make the decision in that moment. I couldn't say, well, I'll take it back home and talk to my parents and church people about it. Like, we didn't really talk like that. They had sent me to this camp to scare me into accepting Jesus, and that's what they were doing with every bit of manipulation that they could. And so they told me that my parents would miss me in heaven, that they would be sad without me, that I would break their hearts, basically. And I figured, well, whatever happens, I don't want to upset them. I don't want to disappoint them. So I accepted Jesus. I walked forward and I answered all the questions that they asked me. And I told them whatever it takes, I want to accept Jesus, even though it's not making sense right now. They told me it will someday. So is it fair to blame my parents for a choice that I made? I don't think I made that choice. I think I was coerced under threat of death and separation from my family, under threat of disappointing my parents, which meant more to me than my own life. That is what converted me to Christianity. I accepted Jesus, God, and all the other bullshit to avoid upsetting my parents. They have never shown me the same consideration. My life was always disposable to them. They had me for the sole purpose of following their God, of joining their cult. Now that I'm out of it, now that I refuse to let them blame me anymore for the abuse that they inflicted on me my whole life, they're done with me. And I'm fucking done with them, finally. And I think we as a society, as reasonable people, should be done with superstition, and that does include Christianity. I know a lot of people have like good ideas of it or good memories attached to it. We can break those down. All the good things that you associate with Christianity are better outside of Christianity, without the toxic strings attached, without hell. Teaching children about hell is abuse. Indoctrination is mental torment. You scare the child to death. You exploit their survival mechanisms to control them, to implant bad ideas into young, forming minds. It is abuse. And I hope we can grow up together. We can do better. It's been 2,000 years. We have technology. The information of all of humanity's history that we've been able to collect so far is at our fingertips, just waiting to be explored, waiting to be recontextualized today. Because every new day is different. Something else is happening. Something is changing. God is never changing. God is useless if we got him wrong. We can't ever fix him if we got him wrong. So if my parents are watching this, it's your call. Was it my fault for throwing my life away because I loved you? Or was it your fault for lying to me and manipulating me? A child who did know better, but you hit him and forced him to replace his correct ideas with harmful, wrong ones. You ruined my life. I begged you not to. I told you it was happening every step of the way. You insisted it wasn't, and you continued abusing me, and you are still lying about it. I'm scared for how many other children right now are suffering similar fates. We need to hold each other accountable for the way we think, for our ideas. Not all beliefs are the same. Some are unfounded. We cannot let them stand anymore. People are dying. Take care of each other. Goodbye.